Hey everybody, it's Kels Ferguson or Fergie K or whatever. I'm still don't have that intro down. Today is a special day. Today is a day where I give you a video that is completely different than anything that I've ever posted on YouTube. Here we go. I'm sure you read the title. So you're a vocalist, and you're having your tonsils removed. I'm a vocalist, and I had my tonsils removed. It's actually been 2 weeks since I had my tonsils removed. I know, right? 2 weeks since I had that surgery. I remember when I found out that I had to have them removed, and it was because one of my tonsils was so swollen that it was approaching my uvula, so that's fun. It was throttling, making performing difficult, making singing difficult, and even making speaking difficult, which is a problem. I also had tonsillitis 4 times in the span of 2 months. So they were like, well, maybe we should take these buggers out. When I found out I had to have them removed, we scheduled my surgery as soon as possible. I wanted to get it over with. If y'all are looking at the date of this video or you're watching it as it comes out, you understand that that means it happened around the holiday season, which I had my tonsils removed on December 20th, 5 days before Christmas, which meant that my Christmas was awful. But I'm still very glad that I did it. I filmed the entire process from soup to nuts for 2 weeks, the first few days, and then a week update and a couple days after that, so you'll be able to see the entire healing process. There will be images. I am going to show you the back of my throat as it heals, so if you're squeamish, I recommend to just kind of, you know what, just jump to this timestamp right here, and that'll get you past all the videos of, you know, me being sick and pale and gross and nasty and having, like, the pictures of my tonsils and yada yada yada. The reason I'm making this video is because before I had my tonsils removed, naturally, I did a lot of research. I'm a vocalist. I want to know what's going to happen to my throat. This is my gift. This is the thing that I am most proud of, and it's in trouble. After doing a lot of research, I did find plenty of videos on YouTube of people who had tonsillectomies, and they were very informative, very helpful, especially a lot of the tips and tricks, but none of them were vocalists. None of them were performers. I found a few articles for vocalists, but nobody who really showed what happened. So I'm doing it. This is what happens when a vocalist has a tonsillectomy, and if you are a vocalist, if you are a singer or performer, I do hope that this helps, and I hope it helps you prepare yourself for what's happening, especially if you're an adult. Adult tonsillectomies are much more invasive than children's tonsillectomies. Children, their tonsils are about the size of a pea, and adults are about the size of a golf ball, and I had no idea. I had no clue that they were that big. They're huge. They're massive. They're huge. Bernie Sanders, huge. So the first video is actually me completely stoned out of my skull, fresh out of surgery. Like, I literally had just woken up. Y'all can laugh at that, and then we'll go from there. Here's Stoned Kels.
Hi everybody, it's Kels. I just came out of my tonsillectomy surgery, and I know that it might be difficult for you guys to hear me because I don't have any tonsils. Pain level is really, really low, probably because of the plethora of drugs they have me on. This is what it's like immediately after operation. I'm alive. I'll update you guys tomorrow when I'm off the anesthesia, and we'll see how that goes. We'll see what day 1 is like. See you tomorrow.
4 hours later.
Day 1, 4 hours post tonsillectomy, and significantly less stoned than my last segment, but I'm still in some pain. Not nearly as much pain as one would have thought. Basically, it feels like really bad post-nasal drip. I've got to keep an eye on the bleeding, if there is any. There shouldn't be. Right now, I'm enjoying some Italian ice, and I'm in bed, and I'm about to watch YouTube, and my mom, bless her heart, went out to go get my drugs. So I'll be taking some drugs and sleeping, and seeing how far this goes. Clearly, I can speak right now. Not very loud by any means, but I can talk, so that was a surprise. Alright, so I will hopefully be updating you tomorrow. I will be doing the first 5 days and then every 5th day after that for the duration of the 2 weeks that it's supposed to take to heal. Clearly, for you vocalists, can't sing yet. Don't recommend it. But otherwise, this is not as frightening as I thought it was gonna be. Okay, catch you guys tomorrow. Hey everybody, I know I'm really quiet. Obviously, got some stuff going on, but this is day 2 after my tonsillectomy. It's looking kind of rough. Here's the picture. I'll put it right here. I also know that I look really pale. I've been doing half doses of my pain medication every 2 hours instead of full doses every 4. I'm probably gonna hate chicken broth by the end of this week, but it always feels so good, so I'm not gonna complain. I'm in a lot of pain. I think I've slept maybe 4 hours in the last 24. Swallowing's hard. Speaking obviously is not that easy. Got a lot of nasal congestion, which I can't blow my nose because it aggravates all this. It's definitely tolerable. I don't feel like I'm gonna die, but it hurts. That's what happens when they carve giant holes out in your throat. It hurts. If I really wanted to try, I could speak. This is about as good of a voice you're gonna get from me right now. Speaking like this is just a little bit easier. It's a little bit softer. So yeah, this is day 2. Onward to day 3. Now we're on day 4. I didn't record yesterday because yesterday was a really bad day pain-wise. I ended up just sleeping a lot. Obviously, I still don't have a good speaking voice back yet. The new thing that has developed is a cold chest congestion-like cough, which is great because coughing when you've got open wounds in the back of your throat, not so fun. Plus side, I am now eating mashed potatoes. Yes, I know these are not real mashed potatoes. I'm no longer just consuming liquids, which is nice because the medication they have me on is starting to make me a little bit queasy, and I have to take this guy off soon, which is an anti-nausea patch that you wear for 3 days so that when you come off the anesthesia, you don't, throw up all over yourself. Pain-wise on day 4 is much more tolerable. Still hurts. Here's a picture of what the healing process looks like. As you can see, we are getting to the point where it's really starting to get thick and scabby, which also means that in a couple of days the scabs are gonna start falling off. Ew. So I'm gonna end up swallowing those, which I'm not looking forward to. Today, not so bad. Tomorrow will be day 5, which will be the last update I put together until 5 days later when I come back on day 10. But yeah, so we're getting there. Make sure drink lots of fluids and eat lots of mashed potatoes and take lots of drugs. See you guys tomorrow.
2 days later.
Hello from No Tonsil Land. I am still in a lot of pain, but clearly things are better. It is day 7. Now I know I did recordings on day 1, 2, and 4. I didn't do one on 3 or 5 and 6, and there's a reason I didn't do 5 and 6. 3 I was in a lot of pain because at that point the anesthesia and stuff was wearing off and I was still getting used to my pain meds. That's why day 3 was so bad. Days 5 and 6 were awful, like absolutely awful, and day 7's pretty bad too, but now I'm used to it, so I can kind of power through it. I mean, I had cookies today. You have no idea how excited I was to have my mom's cookies. They hurt like a bitch going down, but I had my mom's cookies. It's because the scabs on the back of my throat are now flaking off, and I know I still sound really strange. I'm still sounding very throttled a bit and nasally, and it's because I'm still getting used to the space in my throat. So now the scabs on the back of my throat are peeling off, which sounds disgusting, doesn't taste that great, and yes, you do swallow them, which is gross, and it looks nasty. See? I'm sure it's getting to the point we all are like, it just looks gross, and it does. But the biggest thing about today, which I know that vocalists are gonna be so excited about, is it's not that easy being green. You can sing again, which is amazing. It's day 7, it's been 1 week, and I can sing, which is awesome. A week ago today, I had my tonsils removed, and I can sing again. It hurts like a bitch. I don't recommend it. Speaking hurts, all of this hurts, but I can speak well and sing again. So if I had a show every week, you could make it through. Like, you could get your tonsils removed and then a week later perform. It would hurt, and you need a lot of meds because I am taking a lot of drugs. I'm still not eating properly. I'm still mainly just drinking a lot of water and drinking a lot of tea, and like I said, the cookies were just like it's Christmas, I had to have my mama's cookies. Otherwise, I'm getting better now, yay! Alright, so this has been a tremendous tremendous strain, so I'm gonna go back to not talking and drinking tea. I figured that this is probably the biggest milestone, and hopefully it'll only get better from here. Yay! Good morning. It is day 10 after my surgery. It's been a little over a week. Things are looking great. Like, check this out. Totally healing. I do still wake up in a lot of pain. I'm still in a good deal of pain, but now it's certainly more manageable. It definitely feels like I've got, you know, a really bad cold and a sore throat. Still got some yuckiness going on, but the scabs are coming off really nicely. When people talk about like the scabs coming off and you think like, I got like this flaky thing in the back. No, they're very moist. You don't even realize they're peeling, except when you get a little bit of fresh skin underneath there and it's raw. So it stings when you drink water or something like that. I made the decision the other day that I am going to audition for a spring show. Doing that means you have to audition at the beginning of the year, and I will only be about 3 weeks out of surgery to do that. So I'm probably still going to be in pain. I think I can handle it. I actually sang through my first full song the other day. It hurt. It definitely hurt. As talking does, talking still hurts, and I still think that my voice sounds really strange. Better, but still strange. The recovery's going really nice. My advice is that for anybody who does this, especially vocalists, because we tend to be far more aware of what's going on in our throat than most people. My advice is that you just gotta grit your teeth and bear it as much as you can. Get the good drugs. I did not. That was my mistake. If you can handle heavy opiates, I highly recommend you do it and just sleep through most of it. You can make it through this. Anybody can. It hurts like a bitch, but it doesn't hurt as badly as some people make it out. I think the worst part about this is that it's just an ever pervasiveness of pain. You know, there's no relief. You're constantly in pain, which is awful, but it does lessen by the day, especially after the first week. Once you hit that 1 week mark, things start getting much better. So that first week is just vicious, specifically after the first 3 days. The first 3 days tend to be a little bit weird and awkward and oh, this isn't so bad, and then it gets horrible between like days 4 and 7, and then everything starts getting much better. I will see you guys in 5 more days. I think that'll be the 2-week update, and that is technically the end of the healing process. It's supposed to take about 16 days. We shall see. I will update you guys. Thanks for keeping up with me, and moving on to day 15. And here we are at 2 weeks. Ta-da! Doesn't that look awesome? That looks great, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy that I am finally in some semblance of normal. I am still in pain. Everything still feels really weird, but the pain level, especially after day 7, when people would ask me how I'm feeling, I would look at them and go, this is still a pain that would send me to the doctor. This is still a pain that would send me to the doctor, but that's because I'm a vocalist. For a normal person, you'd probably go, oh, I have a cold, I should probably take some NyQuil or something. You know, like, you would take your cold medicines and you'd be fine. I am actually not on any drugs anymore. I have not taken any aspirin today. I have not taken any ibuprofen. I have not taken any Tylenol. 0 pain meds. I just took my multivitamins like I normally do. I finally started those a couple of days ago, but I am completely drug-free now. Well, I mean, you know, pain drugs. That was a joke. It was a really bad joke, but it was a joke. So going through those videos, the first day where I had those 2 videos, the second video, I was still stoned out of my skull. It was kind of obvious. Anesthesia doesn't wear off for a couple of days. It takes a couple of days for it to completely get out of your system. You're not gonna be stoned the entire time, but it does take a couple of days, which meant that by day 3, I was finally feeling the full effects of my surgery, which is why day 3, there was no video. Day 3 was bad. Day 3 was, oh, this is what this feels like. I skipped days 5 and 6 because that is when your scabs start falling off. And again, I will reiterate that the scabs are not hard, they are soft tissue. They sort of slough off, which sounds disgusting, I know, but you can't tell. The only time you can tell is you know, when the skin is raw and something hits it and you're like, ooh, that hurt. And the one thing I want to mention is in the day 10 video, I said that I was in constant pain, and that's the worst part about it. For those of you who have a chronic illness, God bless you, because this is ridiculous, and I know that this is nowhere near the level of what a lot of you deal with, but being in constant pain is definitely a stressor on your mental health. There were a couple of times where I had a breakdown. I mean, I broke a door. I broke a door jam. I got in a fight with my mother while she was trying to help me, and I broke a door. Yeah, you get real emotional. It sucks, but you gotta get through it. So here we are, 2 weeks after my surgery, and I can absolutely guarantee you that if you are a performer, after 2 weeks, you will be able to perform. You could still be in pain. You might heal better than I do, and you might not be in pain, but you're probably still gonna be hurting a bit. You can totally perform. I can. Let it go, let it go. Can't hold it back anymore. The reason I chose that song is because we got 80 feet of snow outside. It's bad. Don't judge. So now that you're here at the final timestamp where things aren't gross, and I'm not talking about all the gross stuff, I'm gonna give you my 8 tips and tricks on how to survive your tonsillectomy. 1. Good drugs. Get the good drugs. I did not. I refused opiates. Sort of opiates. I was on Tylenol with codeine, which is a very low level pain med. If they offer you perks and you are capable of taking them without any repercussions such as nausea or addiction, get them. Seriously, that was probably one of my biggest mistakes, is being afraid of heavier drugs, and I paid for it. 2, get yourself a cool mist humidifier and keep that thing running at all times. All times. Day and night, keep it running. It helps. It keeps everything nice and moist, keeps everything from drying out, and when things get dry, it hurts, so you're gonna depend on that thing. 3, ice water, ice water, ice water, ice water, ice water. I can't say it enough. Ice water. I am still dependent on ice water as pain relief. And I'm talking a giant jug full to the brim of ice, and then you pour a little bit of water on it so there's something to drink. That kind of ice water. Get it. 4, eat when you can, not when you're hungry. This is really important. If you go through the videos, I'm sure you can tell my face has gotten a lot thinner. And that's because in the past 2 weeks, I have lost 15 pounds. I know a lot of you are going, wow, that's great. Not really, because you don't have any energy. You don't want to do anything. And then when you finally do get hungry and you try to eat, you can't really, because any little bit of food makes you a little nauseous and uncomfortable and crampy. So I highly recommend that when you can eat, not when you feel like it, when you know you're capable of handling it, eat, 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 eat. 5, rest. Kind of dumb, kind of common sense, but rest. Sleep as much as you can. You know, make sure that you can, if you sleep through your drug regime, sleep through it. Sleep. Sleep is the best thing for your body when you're healing. 6, keep tissues handy. I know that this is gonna sound nasty, but you are not going to be able to swallow all the time. So you're gonna want to spit into something. I know that's yucky, but yep, that's what you're gonna be doing. Also, you're gonna find out that your nose is gonna be leaking. You won't be able to swallow. It's just a mess. Keep tissues handy. I actually, if you notice in some of the video, actually in all of the videos except this one, there was a trash bag on my wall, and that literally was just for tissues. Like, that's all it was. 7, rest. I know I said it already, but it bears repeating. Rest. Please rest. Don't push yourself. Make sure that you get the rest your body needs. It's very important. I slept a lot. And yes, I woke up in pain, and it wasn't pleasant, but you gotta let your body rest. Please, please, please. And finally, 8, and this is something I think someone should have told me, which is don't get discouraged. Seriously, don't. This is gonna be painful. It's gonna be uncomfortable. It's gonna suck, but it's really not that bad. My ENT made it sound like this was going to be the worst experience of my entire life. The only thing that made it the worst experience of my entire life was how long it lasted. The pain itself wasn't as horrific. It had moments. There were definitely moments where I had tears streaming down my face and I wanted to murder puppies, and it was bad, but it will get better. It absolutely will. Be prepared. The first 7 days suck. Monumentally, that first week sucks. But once you get to day 7, 8, 9, things start healing, and you can actually see it. There's physical evidence of the healing process. Make it through that first week. That's your goal. Get through that first week. So on that note, here I am, 2 weeks out of surgery, and I am so happy that this is over. It's still not. I know it's not. I've still got some time to heal left, which is disappointing. I wish I was done, but I'm not. But this is 100% manageable. Clearly, I've been talking for, I think, 20 minutes now, so this is completely manageable. You will absolutely be able to make it through. For you vocalists out there, it doesn't affect your singing voice negatively at all. You will find that your voice resonates differently in your head, which it still does for me, and it's weird. I think I sound so strange, but everybody says I sound normal. So that's that. You'll be able to perform a week out. I don't recommend it by any means. I was in so much pain that if somebody was like, hey, we'll pay you $1 million to go, no, I would have done it. I totally would have taken $1 million if I was a bit. I wasn't in that much pain. I would have taken 500. I would have taken 500 bucks. They were like, yeah, I know you like have giant holes in your throat, but can you come sing this thing for us? Yeah, I would have done it. It's not that painful. By day 7, you'll totally be able to perform again. So with that being said, this is an adult tonsillectomy, and I hope this was informative for all of you. I hope that I didn't gross all you out. I wish you luck if you've discovered this video in your search for knowledge of adult tonsillectomies. Good luck, stay safe, be healthy, be happy, you got this.